What in the world is AI? Today, I have two individuals joining me to discuss, have a fun conversation around artificial intelligence and specifically its advancements. We're going to show you a bunch of videos throughout this episode. We've got Anthony, who knows nothing about AI, and then we've got Phil, who knows everything about AI. Anthony, do you concur with my description of you?
I use it for my business,
Okay.
so I know how it works, but if you want the theory or how it's developed, then no, that's you. But if you want to know how to practically apply that to run your business, I can help you
Okay,
with
well,
that.
maybe you can apply some of the farming techniques to how you get your food.
Sure.
Okay,
Bring it
I
on.
love it. Okay, in this segment, we're going to be talking about robots with legs. I want you to check this out. Okay, so Phil, you see a
Yeah.
droid walking in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
forest.
I think I've seen that droid before somewhere.
Have you really? I think
Yeah.
it reminds you of Star Wars. That's
Yeah, but I also think there was like an NVIDIA thing, like a showcase somewhere, and they brought that droid out or something. Yeah.
okay. So, Anthony, how are you using that droid in your business?
I'm not. I'm the droid.
It's not going to do showings for you?
No, I'm the droid. I show houses still. The AI that I use is how it runs my CRM. So follow-ups, appointments, all that fun stuff. So
Yeah.
the practical application of it, we could do an entire episode on that.
Okay, so my
Yeah.
question though is, Phil, did Star Wars influence the way they designed this droid, or did we influence Star Wars to then influence the way that we design
Okay,
this
that's a
droid?
big loaded question. Like if we're now we're getting into like parallel universe type conversations, but yes and no. I know, but like in our, I guess if we're getting into this whole conversation, in our lifetime, yes, I think Star Wars influenced that. Um, and I'm not sure what the purpose of that robot is, other than to look cute and maybe be a marketing ploy for more
Okay,
robotics.
well, let me show moms, dads, I want you to check out this video and how these droids might start having engagements with your children at Disney. Check this out. So I want you to imagine you take your kids to Disney, and then from there, there's like 100 little droids following them around or walking around, engaging with them. Just picture that. Phil, you don't have kids, do you?
No, I don't have
No,
kids.
but just imagine. So walk me through as a dad.
As a dad, I think I'd personally enjoy that myself. And looking at that clip, you know that when it was showing like all of them in there. So I know that NVIDIA now has like this simulation. You put these droids in, so like their brains actually get trained. Like in our time, it's like 10 minutes, but they just did 10 years of like training in this little like simulation thing. So I think personally, I think it's cool. Like it's a
Okay, but
new-
wait, hold on, Anthony. Your kids are now having fun and they're going around Disney and there's these little droids that follow them around. Who's to say that like somebody like Phil doesn't just add lasers to its eyes and it just
And
goes crazy?
vaporize the children? Depends how they were acting that day. No, I don't know if that's a corporate decision by Disney, and I can promise you that between now and
I
the
feel
next
like you could
4
be on their
years,
board.
between now and the next 4 years, you will not catch me in the United States, so I don't have to worry about my kids being vaporized by droids
Okay,
at Disney.
all right.
So yeah, we're good.
So maybe you're gonna fear that nerd in high school now because the next video you're about to see is maybe gonna make you rethink how you bullied them. Take a look at this. Okay, so you guys see now you've got robotics, punching, fighting. Are you rethinking maybe how you were in high school to the robotics team?
I was nice to them, so I'm all good there.
I'm friends with everybody.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
No, my jokes were never about the robotics team. It was
Okay,
about
but
teachers.
no, but seriously though,
Yeah.
are you watching sports that are robots?
Not yet, but I do feel like there could be like a whole like robotic gambling like association, like gambling on robots and stuff. Because I've seen some of these clips and I thought about like, are people going to start gambling on these like outcomes of robotic situations?
And then it becomes a casino, and then
It
they
becomes
rig
a-
the games, and then they rig the robots.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, take out this video really quick.
Draws first blood. Oh, and huge returns fired up. Oh, Fusion's already seeing stars. Oh no, oh no.
So obviously we've had robotics happening for some time. We've seen, robots fighting each other. Are we going to see robots, humans entertain in sports? Like, what about like a human being in sports? Yes or no?
No.
I think yes.
No.
Okay, leave it
Yeah.
there. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for more.
I'ma rule the world, I'ma rule the world, yeah. I'ma rule the world, I'ma rule the world, yeah.
So artificial intelligence isn't only changing the way maybe sporting or the robotics team takes their anger out on the people in high school, but what they are changing as well is farming. And this is really unique. When I saw this video, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to show this. So take a look at this. Okay, thoughts, guys, Phil, Anthony.
Yeah.
Love the strobe lights. It's yeah, it's interesting. I'm not even sure what was going on there. To
Okay,
be
so
honest.
I'll quickly summarize. So you have this tractor, and basically you just drive over a field of crop, and from there, what happens is AI using like picture will in real time react to weeds, and it will zap like with lasers the
Oh.
weeds. So you literally are just driving through a field, and you remove 100 weeds every maybe 3 seconds.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with
What's
it.
wrong with that?
But
That's
what
pretty
happens?
efficient.
Is this
Yeah,
not
yeah.
What
what we
happens to the
want?
high schoolers who started their lawn mowing businesses as weed pullers?
Well, they better buy a
start
robot.
cutting.
Yeah.
Better start cutting before that becomes available. I don't know why that's a bad thing.
Okay, how much should something like that cost? Like, what would make it a worthwhile
No.
investment?
Oh wow.
boy.
I guess you could price that at like whatever you think is like what value it provides.
It's really interesting. So NVIDIA is basically they have a venture capital arm. I think it's like NV something, and they're investing money into companies like this. So the company that they invested in was a Seattle-based Carbon Robotics, and they received it from NV Ventures,
Yeah.
basically. One of the other things I wanted to show you. Let's take a quick look at this. It's a warehouse that grows plants in real time. It's like fascinating, and it uses 90-something% less water. Let's take a look at this.
This massive grid is the farm of the future. It's the world's first AI-powered robotic vertical farm. And here's the crazy part. These farms can grow crops in just 15 days using 95% less water, all fully automated. The company behind this is called AutoStore, and their farms are already producing greens that are sold in Whole Foods. Now, the reason these farms are so efficient is because of their innovative design. They're built like a giant Rubik's Cube on steroids.
Okay, so we're seeing a Rubik's Cube,
Yeah.
and we're seeing farming. Anthony, are you eating food from this?
Why not?
What if they like start adding stuff to it or something?
What if? What?
Are they already adding some-
Let's. I don't want to get into the conspiratorial part of it.
conspiracy-
Like,
okay, okay, I'll
watching
back
these
up.
videos has done me a favor.
Yeah.
All of the movies I watched growing up, they're no longer called science fiction.
Does
Nothing.
that not freak you
They're
out?
no longer
though?
science fiction. No,
Is
why
it
would it
not
freak
like-
us out? Is this not what technology was supposed to do?
Well, like I think you got to consider like what is it going to do to the economy? What is it going to do to people, jobs? It will do like well, we're going to have like a lifestyle shift to get used to all of this
Big
stuff.
time. So, okay, here's an example. We had brought up the migrant workers coming to Canada, and like it's a great opportunity for them because they can send money back to their families, considering the dollar is so much more valuable here in Canada, right? So they can send money back, and their families live off of that, etc. Well, what happens to the migrant workers that we have here, let's say in Niagara, pulling maybe not weeds, but taking care of peaches or this or that? Like that's going to go away, or taking care of crops. What happens to them?
Yeah, well, I guess everyone should get some AI background. Maybe should be mandatory in schools to learn about some of this stuff. But then, yeah, as you mentioned earlier, it's like what is the cost? Like, what is the cost of implementing these systems? The maintenance of it. So it might create new jobs somewhere, but I just don't think it's going to need as many people to maintain it.
Do you think that with this regard of like almost like automated farms, will we see a monopoly of like bigger companies being able to invest in this, and then it just kills the small farmer? Because that's one concern I
That's
see.
what I would be worried about more than the migrant worker
Right,
part.
because think
who's
about it.
controlling it? Who owns all these companies? Is it going to be monopolistic? Do we have regulations around who can control all of the technology? That's the thing I've always worried about the most.
How is a small-time farmer who lives in Niagara on the Lake, who farms corn, okay, I don't know, whatever, right? And they can't make an investment of, let's say, I don't know, $4 million into the weed pulling machine, or build an automated farm. Then you get somebody like, let's say, Loblaws, who just invests in building automated farms and now controls the whole supply chain. Like, to me, the monopolies are just going to keep getting bigger. Phil, you're the big pro AI guy. How do you push back? We got 15 seconds.
I feel like for every establishment, there's an anti-establishment. So I think we'll see a come up of like new like tech gurus that will fight against this in some capacity, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I see a bunch of profit with big companies and small farmers going out of business, which scares me. Anyways, we'll get right back to it. More to come on medical and artificial intelligence. Stay tuned.
I'ma rule the world, I'ma rule the world, yeah. I'ma rule the world, I'ma rule the world, yeah.
So there's nothing new under the sun when it comes to a shortage in doctors, nurses, family doctors here in Canada. One of the aspects of artificial intelligence evolving so much is that we can use it in medical. Now, if you're somebody like me, you've questioned why isn't it being used already? We're seeing so much advancement. Well, there's a lot of complications that come with that. But in saying that, I wanted to show you a couple of videos in this segment specifically pertaining to medical advancements in artificial intelligence, one unique one coming up about Microsoft as well. But take a look at this video.
Want to save time documenting care? Want to be unburdened by administrative tasks? Want more job satisfaction? Get DAX Copilot.
So I want to talk a little bit about this because this is really unique. Basically, what this product is you walk into an emergency room and you talk to another person and it records you. This was posted 10 months ago, okay? Where, to me, where it's going now is you don't even need another person on the other side. You walk into an ER, you talk to an AI bot in the emergency room, they diagnose you right away, and you're ready to get served. What do we think? Yes?
It's like note flow.
What's that? What?
Note flow. I use it for when I
when
do
you're on
like,
calls?
Oh yeah, no. I don't record my calls. I don't want anyone to think I'm doing that. When I do like masterminds and seminars or I'm training other agents, I record the stuff I say and it summarizes everything. That's basically the same thing.
Phil?
That technology's already there.
Yeah, I totally into something like that. I think I was dabbling around. I built a thing called Symptom Smart like a while ago, and you would basically talk to this bot, and it would like assess your symptoms and before seeing a clinical like practitioner. So it like gives a nice report to a doctor.
I think it's tough to argue that AI shouldn't be used in medical avenues. Like it's a non-negotiable. I mean, the farming thing's a different debate, but medical, it's like
the first episode we did on this, I was with him, and I'm like, I am all for it in the medical field because it frees up time. It can reduce wait times in the ER, and I think that this is great technology.
Okay, ready? Now,
Go.
You go into an ER. They know all of your information. They track your data. And then the hospital, to fund itself, maybe what? Sells that data? Who has control of the data? Where does the data live? Now they have data on your health data specifically, and it's the best way to track it ever. I mean, they don't track that now even in an ER.
No, they do. They do.
Okay,
They have your medical records. It would be like having an extension of your medical records. I don't see why that's a bad thing. And by the way, there's a Health Care Act or the Health Act and whatever. The government can monitor that. So we already know who the culprit would be if there's a data breach or a cyber leak. This is not like different private companies.
But look at it happened in Canada recently, happened in Ontario where there was a huge data breach for a lot of...
Of course. So whose fault is that?
Who's to pay for the security? Sorry, Phil, go ahead.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Like, I do feel like the issue is maybe like on the security side. And I have been reading about this thing called vibe hacking now. Like people are using AI to like hack things as well. So there could be a lot of data breaches there, and like with quantum computing also like being a new
They're going to have so much
asset.
more data on people, Anthony, whether you like it or not. Like if you go in for an AI scan,
For healthcare, I like it.
you like it, but then how does that get weaponized? I mean, like,
What are they going to say? They're going to tell people I have a heart condition?
I think it goes deeper than that, though. Like,
He
what
can't
if,
run
okay,
for prime minister. He has a heart condition.
okay, you
What are they
start
going to
getting
say?
pharmaceutical ads that are specific to your heart condition, and they continuously pound you.
That
pound
already
you, pound you.
happens. I
Yeah,
typed in
I
shoes one
think-
time, and 5 ads for Payless and Nike came out before it went bankrupt.
Right, but
This
they-
other stuff already happens.
They keep tracking it and allows them these big companies to monetize more. I'm trying to take the other side here.
No.
Like,
I think
get
it's
the
I think
benefits,
it's sort of
but-
I
I
understand.
think it's I don't know. I think it's sort of inevitable.
Yeah.
I think the data is just going to be taken regardless.
Okay. I have another video to show you guys. It's GI Genius. This was actually kind of interesting. Take a look. So this is really cool.
Sorry.
You're looking, I think, inside of an earlobe.
No, I don't
or
want
maybe
to.
somewhere
I
else.
didn't even
what I'm
watch it.
looking
That's nasty.
Okay, but hear me out.
I wasn't told this before I saw the show.
So it goes in something,
Uh,
and it's able to detect abnormalities inside of wherever it's scanning. So it was able to detect an abnormality in, I think you call it an earlobe, where basically it found this like little, and even too in this other video that we'll play on top of this, it's able to find like bumps in the skin. I think that that's really unique.
Yeah.
I just thought it's a good thing to highlight. I mean, like, come on.
I don't want to see them do it, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, but see that's why, to the prior conversation before that video, I'm for those advancements. And maybe there's a good argument about the security side of it. Maybe that needs to be solved first before we jump right into everybody having everybody's data. I would be for that, but I don't want to ruin the advancement of medical technology. Look at the pandemic. Look how we're not proactive, we're reactive, and I don't want to be a reactive society anymore.
I think it's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, I think that's helpful for
Not
society.
not the images, but
What wouldn't you
Not
want it
the
to
images.
scan?
Yeah.
What wouldn't you want it to scan?
I don't know. I can't think of that off the top of my
Well,
head.
just save you.
Yeah.
I don't want to
All
see
right.
them scan me.
Okay, we'll be right back to continue the conversation on AI. Stay tuned.
I'ma rule the world, I'ma rule the world, yeah. I'ma rule the world, I'ma rule the world, yeah.
So we've had some fun covering some of the advancements, but now where AI is maybe getting a little bit questionable, I know you guys are looking on the screen. Phil, the Will Smith problem. Anthony, I don't know if
Oh.
you've heard of this, but the Will Smith problem, did you hear about it?
Yeah, where he just used like AI imagery in
So
his concert.
Will Smith, not my words, but others, does not have the best music coming out right now. Did a concert, did not do well. The vibes were not there. A lot of people, but just wasn't there. Long story short, in the marketing that he used, if you pull up this picture, he AI'd images, or his marketing team did, that said, "You can make it. Helped me survive cancer. Thanks, Will." Totally AI generated. Genius marketing or poor marketing? Go.
I don't know. We're talking about it, so like maybe
Was it
that's
intentional?
maybe it was intentional. I have no idea. Like
Oh,
I did
man.
look through some of those images, and people's faces are like not real and stuff.
Yeah,
Like who?
I thought you were going to tell me they used AI to like unslap Chris Rock at the Academy Awards or something. Like, no, that was AI. That
No,
wasn't
that's
real.
real PR
Yeah,
stunts.
Yeah, that was real.
So this to
That's
me, like,
ridiculous.
it's just crazy to me. And
Yeah.
I mean, luckily people can see it, but when it becomes unidentifiable, I'm really concerned about the perception people are able to build now on social media. It really scares me. And I feel like we're going to go back to a world in which the perception you build is worthless until you meet the person in person.
You know who could have used
Yeah,
that?
like-
Jennifer Lopez. At her last concert. I think the bleachers were empty or something.
Oh,
See,
just fill the stands.
this is what I don't like about AI. This is what I can't stand
It's the
about
way
it.
that
Yeah.
it's a human problem.
It should not be used to blow smoke up your ass.
Yeah.
It should be there to say, no, that's wrong. It should be another critical voice in your life. I use it as a thought partner. When AI says, that's a great question, Anthony, I'm
Or
like,
when Daniel doesn't want to talk to you.
exactly.
But I think
Oh, boy.
people will
Most of the
use it
time.
for those purposes, regardless of what we may
Yeah,
think.
That's what I'm
And
nervous about.
but in that case, maybe like things will just like it'll become undistinguishable on the internet, giving more power to news providers again. We need a trusted source again.
You know, that's actually a really interesting point. I didn't even think about that. You're so right. It actually might swing back the other way because
They
the
already
pendulum
do
always
that,
comes.
don't they?
The
Right?
the
Fox, who do you trust anymore, right? Yeah.
pendulum always does come back, and you're
Yeah.
right. Maybe we will see more trusted source. What was your coolest innovation that you saw of the few that I showed you? I mean, are the droid bots something that worth note about, or
Well, I think the droid bots are cool and whatnot. I'm a little more worried about when like police forces and other like military tech start using robots for their purposes. However, I was very fascinated with the farming stuff. I think that's very cool. I've never like learned about that kind of stuff before. But that yeah, it's a double-edged sword with like what happens to farmers.
okay,
but the
wait,
productivity.
humanoid robots for policing,
No.
and wait, they make decisions that are ill-emotional and strictly to the law. Oh, is that a good or bad cop?
I think it's a bad idea.
Bad.
I feel like it'll scan your whole Facebook thing. It'll be like, oh, I know everything about you, Sam. Like I
Within
know
like
that,
2 seconds?
I know that you posted this 3 hours ago, and
They're already doing that at the U.S. border.
yeah.
I want to go back to the farming one quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Because that was the most fascinating. World hunger could be potentially solved. You talked about who controls the technology, the monopoly over it. That's why we have government to write regulations. That's why we have a Competitions Act. We don't want monopolistic behavior. The farming
Wait,
one
pause
is
though,
the
hold
most.
on. Has government done a good job though now of avoiding monopolies being created?
No, but this could be this could be their final wake-up call to say, look at, like, this is going to be one thing that controls our food supply.
So do you
I
have a
don't think
choice
so.
between? Do you have a choice between, let's say, Microsoft creating food for third world countries and then also supplying that food, or like Loblaws supplying that food and covering the whole supply chain, now owning the whole supply chain? What can the government do if they're their main food provider?
Well, if I know Loblaws, they'll get caught in rigging the price of vegetables or bread or something, so they'll be back in court in 5 years. That's a good question, and that should be an entire episode.
It really should be.
Yeah.
Phil, we've got about 30 seconds here. I want to hear your thoughts. What were some of the coolest parts, and where do you think the applications could be used in a positive way?
Like I was mentioning before, I think the food thing is great because obviously world hunger could be could be fixed, and then but the issue there is like a double-edged sword. Which way does it go? But overall the food and farming thing has
We
been
don't
the
like
most impressive
humanoid
stuff.
robotic policemen.
No. We need emotion. You need emotion in life. You need compassion and empathy.
The good and the bad, though, that comes with the good and the bad. So you
No.
have to be okay with it. We have to be okay with it.
I'm more about humans in that perspective.
Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, if you disagreed or feel we missed something important, join the conversation at My Generation on all social media handles. And with that, we'll end off with this. Do not simply accept what you are told. Challenge your thinking, engage in differences, and listen to some crazy new perspectives. Have a wonderful night, and thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for more.
I'ma rule the world, I'ma rule the world, yeah, yeah. I'ma rule the world, I'ma rule the world, yeah. 해가 지고 뜰 때까지 I'm up, yeah.